People, what's going on? It's Sunday, September 18th. Yes, it is. Roger Coleman, thank you once again for the wonderful Opus gift that you sent me about a year ago. Shout out to Carm. How you doing, friend? So, I did some trading, so I have 3 new records for my collection to show you. An update on things. So Hi-Fi House is going to happen. They actually are not ready with internet and everything over there, so that's coming. But that is happening, and something that I'll say about the difference. One difference that will happen between my channel here and me doing a YouTube channel for Hi-Fi House is, on that channel I will be more amenable to doing requests. Here I resist doing requests. I have my own reasons. I've said it before. I just want to do what I want to do. I don't, and if that sounds shitty, well, it sounds shitty, but that's the truth. I don't want anybody directing my traffic. It's why I'm single. I know that a good woman will make your life, a good partnership, I should say that. But I do know that the male-female thing, I recognize it. Couples that work well together, things go better, and my life could be much better if I were willing to put up with it. But I don't want nobody directing my traffic. And that's what happens when you have a partner. They direct your traffic. The woman's in charge. But anyway, I was at the Hi-Fi House last night. They had a private concert there with Wally Ali. I don't have any of his recordings. Curly Martin on drums in Midtown. Curly Martin is from Omaha and Wally Ali is from Omaha, but they both have extensive careers. Both played, were session musicians at Motown for years. Wally Ali toured as guitarist for Marvin Gaye and Aretha Franklin and others. Rick James, he told me last night. Turned out that he knew my dad, which was cool, which was brought to my attention, and I brought it up to him, and we talked for a minute, and that was really nice. But Hi-Fi House is happening, and hopefully this coming week we'll be able to start up the channel and the website. They're working on that. They're working on both. I got your message, Cosmic Drifter, about today being the anniversary of Jimi Hendrix's death, is it? I don't have any reason to talk about that. So, I really have been jonesing hard to go and do some digging, as we call it, some digging. And it's no fun to dig when you can't buy something or take something home. So I really am at the point right now, and it changes, where most of my collection, it's really hard for me to find stuff to take out, to get rid of, to trade. But I've worked on it for the last couple of weeks and built up a group of records that I was able to trade. Ideally, would I have kept them all? Yeah, if I could have, but I wanted some new stuff. So none of these are new records. They're new, some of them are new reissues, okay? Happy to add these to my collection. Here's what I got. First up, we have Masahiko Sato, Japanese pianist. And this is his soundtrack to the animated film Belladonna of Belladonna of Sadness. I just recently Googled it and was able to see part of it. And I can see why this is talked about in the same breath as Planet Sauvage. It's heavy. It's the cartoon is not a cartoon for kids. And this is a wonderful soundtrack. I have other records by Masahiko Sato, about 3 others that I can think of off the top of my head. And it's a wonderful blend of what I call filmic library music and psychedelic nuances. Let me put it like that. This is lovely, and I've already played it twice all the way through. So, like I said, saw some excerpts of the cartoon. I can't recommend this more. Belladonna of Sadness by Masahiko Sato. This is very rare. I looked on Discogs, and a copy of this sold for like $1,400. I've never seen an original of it. So when I saw this reissue, I had to grab it. A Spanish band from the 70s whose records I've never owned, but was able to get this compilation that was put out a few years ago. Absolute Fusion. They get compared to Soft Machine, Nice, Egg, and the comparisons are, those are good comparisons. This is a progressive, jazzy sound, but also classical. They do that Bach, really famous Bach piece. Egg has done it too. This is really good. It's a compilation of their singles, A and B sides, and some album cuts. This is really good. It's on green vinyl too. The other one I took a chance on, this label Souffle Continue, however you say it, has put out some interesting albums in the last few years. Heldon and some other very interesting, hard to find records. I have found that a couple things I bought from them are hard to listen to. Red Meat, I think is the name of the band. That's one that they issued. French band that Patrick Vian was in, guitarist. I'm keeping it, but it's really hard to listen to. So when I saw this recent issue of theirs, Birge Gorge Avant Tout, I was hesitant. So I asked Brad and Kyle at the shop what they thought of this. And they were both very enthusiastic, thumbs up. And then I read the description on the back. They say that the sound of this is similar to what it would be like if Sonny Sharrock, the guitarist, met Silver Apples. And that's pretty accurate. These recordings were never released before, but recorded in the 70s. Improvisations between these two musicians who had a band called Defense Day that I used to have, completely forgot about, and sold way too quickly. Wish I still had it. This is really very good. Now, it starts off kind of okay, but the second track, immediately, it's like, something's happening here. This is really good. Birge Gorge Avant Tout. I recommend this, okay? I don't imagine you're going to be hearing anyone else talking about this record. And I'm going to give it an absolute huge thumbs up for people who like adventurous listening. Those artists that I mentioned, if you like them, you need to hear this. This is excellent, okay? All right? I don't need another well-established critic or personality to say something for me to stick my neck out on a limb and say what I think. I'm saying it, okay? This is good. You heard it here. Get this. We keep losing people. Another pioneering musician, engineer Don Buchla, who pioneered the Buchla synthesizer system, just recently passed away. Excuse me. So yesterday I was playing some Buchla-related recordings, and here's one, Barry Schrader, Lost Atlantis, electronic score realized on the Buchla 200 system, and this is really excellent. You never hear about this guy or this work, but this is really, really good. No, it don't sound like Klaus Schulten Tangerine Dream, and that's what's good. It's called Lost Atlantis. What he's doing does create audio images. This is really good and unique sounding because of the use of the Don Buchla synthesizer. I'll show you some more records. Yesterday morning was beautiful here in Omaha. I got up and put on Double Image in Lands I Never Saw, a group that primarily features as marimba, vibraphone, and marimbaphone with David Friedman and David Samuels. One track on here, Orient Point, was used on radio, NPR, or the local FM station that would carry NPR. So when I got to that track, it was like, oh, okay, that's where I've heard this. Beautiful. You could call it ambient jazz. It's just gorgeous. The music sounds like that picture. It really does. Beautiful, serene. The other Buchla-related recording I listened to was Silver Apples of the Moon by Morton Subotnick. This is just really amazing, actually. 1967 is when this came out, I believe. My copy is a misprint where the back cover is upside down when you turn it over. This is something that I highly recommend. Like Terry Riley's Rainbow in Curved Air. This is one of those pieces, you should know this. If you want to say you know about music in a well-rounded fashion, please become familiar with Morton Subotnick's work, and in particular this, Silver Apples of the Moon. A soundtrack that I came across, I've never seen the movie, Lost Summer. But I listened to side 2 of this because Colin Walcott, who was in the band Oregon, has a raga on here that's not on any other album. The Subtle Evanescence of Now. It's wonderful. The soundtrack overall is pretty cool. Apparently about some crazy teenagers getting up to no good, but I've not seen the movie. Played this. Inner Vision, Kyori, Masakazu Yoshizawa. Now I gotta look and see, what is he playing? Is it the shakuhachi? Yes. Bamboo flutes. Very emotional, spiritual. The way that instrument sounds, it's very emotional, and for me, it just puts my mind in a spiritual place. I'm not sure why. This is beautiful music. Played this, what was it, last night or the night before, all the way through. I forget what I was doing, but I put it on, and I love this album. Relayer by Yes. I got to see Yes the second time on this tour with Patrick Moraz on keyboards, and they had the big funky stage set up with the lights that looked like topographic oceans. Love this album. This is some prime Yes, if you ask me. Prime Yes. I had mentioned that I'm going to be featured on this upcoming CD, double CD art project called Frets of Yore. And Fred Frith is one of the guitar players. Nels Klein of Wilco is one of the guitar players. Me. I'm blown away. They asked me to participate. And recently, Henry Kaiser got wind of the project and asked to get on board. I love it. Here's one of his albums I've had for a while on the SST label, Devil in the Drain. Very cool. He interprets the children's story Devil in the Drain while it's being read by someone. His guitar playing is brilliant, very inventive, and he just does things like Fred Frith. He does things that you don't expect someone to do with the guitar, and it sounds great. A reissue of a classic psychedelic album from England, July. These guys went on to become the band Jade Warrior. Played this the other day all the way through. Just really nails the whole idea of psychedelia and folk and eclecticism. Even the words are just kind of goofy. I love this music, love this album, July. I had pulled this, I think Chris Cole gave this to me. And I pulled this about a week and a half ago to play and kept hesitating because the last time I played it, I didn't get into it. When I finally played it, it really worked. Hans Werner Henze, The Tedious Way to the Place of Natascha Ungerer. The text is in German, so I don't, it explains what it's about. That's fine. This time the music, which is a mixture of contemporary classical and electronic and noise, really, really hit me. On Deutsche Grammophon, yeah. I have to be in the right mood for some things, Along those lines, pulled David Axelrod's Earth Rot from 1969 or 70. Arranger of bands and a writer. And he puts some biblical text to music, which is still completely relevant about the ecology and how we are just, very mindlessly destroying our natural resources. Really good. And the vocal work on here, interesting, very interesting vocal work on here besides the music. Absolute monster classic jazz. I am not an expert on jazz, but I will say I'm an expert on what I think is good. This is a monster classic jazz album. Larry Young Unity with Joe Henderson and Woody Shaw and Elvin Jones. Just something about the way they play together and the compositions on this album. This is exceptional. This is exceptional. This is incredible, actually. This is in Unity. This is a classic jazz album. Just amazing interplay and spirit raised on here. Wow. More, the soundtrack by Pink Floyd. This is one of my favorite Pink Floyd albums, actually. Cirrus Minor, Cymbeline, the Nile Song. Those are some of my favorite Pink Floyd songs. I've never seen the film all the way through. I've tried to watch it and just got bored with it. But I love the soundtrack. Excuse me. Melvins are so badass. I will forgive Kiss because they begat the Melvins, among other bands. Nude with Boots. I never pay attention to the Melvins' words. God knows what they're talking about, but the pound and the heaviness of how they play is the best. This is on red vinyl. This is just excellent. Melvins. Excellent. I forget who sent this to me, but this is some more stellar jazz from Sweden this time. Borge Fredriksson Quartet Quintet. And this is a reissue on Parlophone, numbered. I forget who sent this to me. Thank you so much, whoever did. This is wonderful. The interplay, that's one of the things about jazz. If you're interested in understanding how to appreciate jazz, approach it as though you're listening to a conversation amongst people through their instruments. This is a wonderful conversation. And there's that. Few more. Oh, I also watched Ron Anderson, my lung puppy. Got caught up with him. Good to see you, Ron. Glad you made some videos and saw his Stump the VC. I haven't done that in a while. The next album, I'll count that as an entry. But I've been thinking about David Allen a lot and Gong. They have a new album. David Allen, as you know, is passed, but the band lives on. Banana Moon, I've had this forever, and for the longest I really didn't play it much because it was so stoned that their stonedness on here was like interfering with my ability to really get to it. And now it's all crystal clear. It's just so good. They do Memories, the Soft Machine song. I like this version better than the one on Soft Machine, on the single. Banana Moon. Stone Crazy, great. Lots of energy, wild. Really cool. And what a lineup. I mean, look at those people. David Allen, Gary Wright, Archie Leggett, Barry St. John, Maggie Bell. You know, excellent. So here, somebody probably has this album, but I'll mention this as my Stump the BC entry. Alpha 3, I believe they're from Brazil. And this is called Temple of Delphos. Now, this could also be an entry in another category of what's the worst album in your collection. Now, I found this years ago, not knowing what it was, in a $2 bin. I was thinking, oh my goodness, really? I think I found something. The cover looks great, but this record, it takes it forever for it to come together. Amir, who's the guy? Amir Contuzio. If this man, if you happen to see this, please, I hope you're not offended, but this record is, for the most part, wretched because the musicians aren't together. The drums are over here, the keyboards are over there, the tempos and the timings are sliding here and there. It takes it all the way to side 2 before things seem to gel. As a musician, those things don't get past me when it's so untogether. It sounds like, this is what it sounds like to me. It sounds like the people making this record were hearing in their mind what they wanted it to sound like as opposed to listening to what they were really doing. Because this is really hard to listen to because it's so amateurish, okay? Once again, if the artist, you happen to see this, I'm sorry to offend you, but this, and I played this many times, and I went ahead and played this all the way through recently to get to side 2, where it finally, it's like the pieces are finally start to come together. It's like the drummer is not with you most of this album. But I love the cover. Popol Vuh's first album, Ab en Stunde. I think this is just again, very peaceful. Maybe some could call it meandering, kind of jammy electronics. I don't think so. I love it. I just love the feeling of this album. Popol Vuh. Another record sent to me by someone in the BC, I forget who it was. I'm going to stop here pretty soon. I'm almost done. The Amazing, Gentle Stream. Showed this online, and of course people told me right away, their new album is really good. Well, I went ahead and listened to it, but no, I don't have any money to buy a copy. But I like this. It's very melodic, rock music. What genre? Hard to say. It kind of, what's that band? It's melodic, almost progressive, almost shoegaze. The cover is appropriate. The Amazing. Check this band out. Any of this music you can listen to on YouTube. All of it is there. All you gotta do is look it up and listen to it. A friend of mine from Minnesota, Nathan, is his band, American Cream. Nathan. This was one I pulled with the idea that I might trade it, and then I played it. Oh no, this is really good. Very, very much inspired by Neu and German, quote-unquote, krautrock, cosmic rock. This is really good. Real good. Last thing I'll show is Sweet Smoke, Just a Poke. I like the cover of this album better than the album. I like side 1. Side 2 starts off really, in my opinion, really weak. Musically, very weak. So this one, I keep it for the cover and side 1. Kind of a jam version of psychedelic rock. This is 1960, 70. This is old. This is old. Okay, 24 minutes. I need to stop. All right. More info on Hi-Fi House coming. I'll leave links to my Bandcamp and my website. I still have music for sale, and I dare say that some of you folks, if you would investigate what I do, you would like it, and you might want some for your collection. I'll talk to you.